how will the European Parliament press the Commission? We will do our job. We always do our job. You have seen it over the past years. First, where we ask the questions that need to be asked, we push where it needs to be pushed. This was the first demand that we put to the incoming Commission in 2019, that we needed a pact that revisits the deadlock and tries to unblock it, and that's where we are at. Today is really a day which shows and puts paid to the Parliament's role, not only as co-legislator but also as one of scrutiny and inquiry. There will always be member states that either try to push back the deadline or try not to implement. But this is legislation and there's a procedure for that. The Commission is guardian of the treaties, it's guardian of the implementation of legislation, and therefore where member states do not implement, then there are measures that are taken as in any other instrument. But I would turn it around. Today you hear, and I was present last week, the European Council, where most of my exchange was dominated by the migration pacts, that there is a real desire by those prime ministers and presidents heads sitting around the table to have this pact, to have had an agreement, because they themselves put their European political agenda on this line, because they are against, they are along the years having had to push against the narrative of better to destroy than to build. So Thomas said it earlier, the time for speeches is over, now is the time to implement, and I think it's in the interest of member states to look into really the possibility of having this migration policy that all of us as political representatives that want and believe in Europe have promised to work on. On the political approach, we had a deadline set, which is the end of 2023. This will leave us with the next few months on final sort of legal scrubbing, looking at the recitals, etc., making sure that from a legal linguistic point of view, but also final versions of the texts will match and will be able to be implemented with a vote before the elections. We were pressed for time, of course, but there is no better way than to say that we recognise the urgency and we pushed until we managed. So we will continue to do that until the very end of this mandate, to go to an election campaign with quite a lot of successes underneath our belt, as we would say in English.